Well, I finally made it, be it in the middle of winter, to this lovely Eastern European capital, which has more than met expectations. And just on Boulevardul Lonsi Bretianu, about to enter the Old Town. More about the Old Town later, so stick around. So what I liked about the centre of Bucharest was the lovely in places old architecture, but the term Paris of the East, a phrase commonly used between the two world wars, never did stick, probably to the delight of some of their posh neighbours next door in Hungary, with of course their beautiful capital city Budapest too having the same label. Walking around the centre of Bucharest is easy, and despite having very good inexpensive public transport, including an excellent metro service, if you do stay in the centre, which I recommend you do, you may not even have to use it, but more about that in a minute. What I didn't like so much was the amount of graffiti which kept cropping up everywhere, together with the very old and not so old, now abandoned buildings, some which I imagined were probably quite pleasing to the eye in their time. Whether it's the old shops and old businesses you stumble across, lovely old arcades and places for coffee, Bucharest is full of history. But of course, arriving in any new place for the first time can be a daunting experience, like which area in town is the best place to choose? And where do you go on your first night? Well, in Bucharest it's quite easy peasy Japanesey. Let me explain. There's only 4 metro stations you need to know, which are all on the same M2 blue line. And by the way, of the 72-hour pass I treated myself to travel anywhere on the metro, which only cost 20 leu, I only used the metro twice during my stay. Choose your hotel and accommodation location within close walking distance to any of these 4 stations, and that's you sorted. The busiest and most compact area for bars, clubs and restaurants is, I think, in the Old Town, and right here you will find a small selection of some quite good hotels, but be warned, night time here is very noisy indeed, with music blasting from the bars and clubs well into the early hours of the morning. You will need earplugs if you want a good night's sleep. Cala Victoriei, or Victory Avenue, is one of the best known thoroughfares. It is a popular place to stay. And again, running north to south, a good snapshot of Bucharest's history going back maybe 10 or 15 years is a walk through any of these 4 boulevards. Boulevardul Las Circata Ciao. Boulevardul General Gheorghe Magawa. Boulevardul Nicolae Ceausescu. Boulevardul Lonsi Bretianu. Presuming you will be arriving by air on your first ever visit, the very good Henry Coanda International Airport is situated about 10 miles or up to 30 minutes by taxi to the centre. There is also an airport bus service running 24 hours a day, which takes about an hour to get to the city centre. And yes, there is another way, by train also running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whizzing you direct from the airport to the North Station in around 25 minutes, with a direct link to the metro, which generally runs from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. Therefore, if you arrive late at night with all your luggage, looking at things realistically, a prepaid airport taxi or one of the now many rideshare companies is probably your best bet. Arriving, an Uber Comfort taxi cost me 61 leu, which is around €12 including tip, and a Bolt taxi for my return cost 57 leu. And I must say the airport is the most friendly and passenger-friendly airport I have ever been to, with the airport staff together with immigration and even security showing nothing but courtesy. There are lots of shops and plenty of places to eat, with good views of the aircraft, ATMs, currency exchange, and booths and ticket machines taking both card and cash for transportation. Henry Coanda, by the way, who the airport is named after, was the Romanian inventor, equivalent of Howard Hughes. Finally, thank you for staying with us up to now, and if you have found any of this information useful, I'd be very grateful indeed if you press the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. So finally, just two things I have to mention about travelling to Romania, and that is when booking your hotel, do check with them first if there is going to be someone at reception to check you in if you are going to arrive late at night, because the attitude is generally tough shit if you do find yourself locked out. And the other one, which many non-Europeans may find a bit bizarre, is in restaurants when you ask for the bill and the waiting staff ask you if they can add on a tip without stating the amount. What they don't explain, even if you are a tourist and new to this, is what they mean is, can the tip be a basic 10% service charge, of which half goes to the government, or 15 to 20% for exceptional service? Coming to you next, gentlemen, in my final report, is how to get that little bit extra when in Bucharest.